Hi, this is Laura Hopkins, and tonight we are into another day, another week of the Ultimate Balance Club. Do you have your books? Oops, sorry, that's all. Do you have your books? And if you do, books like this, the Balance Book Club by, it is, the full title is Infusing the Vibrational Energy into chakras, meridians, and organs. And tonight we're going to talk about, we are on the spleen. And as we talk about the spleen tonight, of course, like usual, I'm bringing in a few other to help the study. And I'm in a location than my usual. You guys can hear me okay? Hoping so. We're on page 44. And
Excuse me, Laura.
I'm sorry?
It's hard to hear you, and it's like your voice breaks in and out. I don't know if it's that way for everyone else, but it's like that for me.
Can everybody, is it coming? Am I okay?
Now it
I
sounds
can't.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, now it sounds fine.
Okay. Is that better?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know. It might have been my microphone was hooked up. That's popping up to something. So, all right. So get started on the spleen and feel free to let me know if there's an issue, please. Well, what we're going to read about is on page 44. And like I said, I'm having some technical difficulties, so I have my flashlight out to help me read here on page 44. But you can want to locate it. It's actually found under your left rib cage near the side of your body, and so on your left side. And that's why when we look at the feet VitaFlex point 2, it's also going to be on this side right here. So if your feet are straight out, it is your left foot, and the VitaFlex point is going to be right in here. The spleen holds a reservoir of blood and platelets. It is important to the cardiovascular system. It destroys old red blood cells and functions as a lymph gland to filter blood, and also makes new lymphocytes for the body. This is part of the immune system. Without the spleen, the body is more prone to infection. Lymph tissue collects toxins from the tissues and sends it to the thoracic duct, where it is dumped into the bloodstream. If the lymph system gets backed up the lymph glands can swell and become clogged. Grapefruit oil and ledum oil can assist the body by draining the lymph so that it will clear through the system better. Also, drinking plenty of water also assists the lymph system, and the lymph glands rely on the concentrations of muscles around them to pump lymph through the system. This exercise is beneficial for good immune health, and we're going to talk a little bit about pumping your lymph here in a second. Breast tissue is full of lymph nodules. Sometimes pain and lumps in the breast are just swollen lymph glands. There are several strands of lymph glands that run through the neck and under the arm, specifically the armpit, and they're also located in the groin, around the wrists and the ankles. So being able to pump your lymphatic system using, well, the biggest thing is to walk, to move, to exercise, to get your body moving. That will in turn be help your lymph LYMPH move through your body, and it's going to be very beneficial for your overall health, especially your immune health. Okay, now let's talk about the best time to work on the lymph, on the spleen. And we're talking about lymph in general because there's a big part of, all of our body systems, for the most part, everything's connected. Lymph, it affects so many different things, and so many different things also affect your lymphatic system. But tonight we're talking about the lymphatic system in relation to your immune system, to your immune health. And so we have talked about it before, but whenever we talk about the spleen, what we're doing is we're talking about movement and blood cells. So late summer is the best time of the year to focus on the spleen and to work on the spleen, to use oils for the spleen. If you have an emotional connection to the spleen, this is the best time. And the time of day is 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. So it will be morning in your time zone. The meridian The chakra is the solar plexus, so that's your center right in here. And the meridian and reflex points are going to be, the meridian point is going to be the spleen. I'm going to read this one. It starts at the second to the next big toe. So it's going to be, ironically, on the chart, they show it on your right side instead of your left side. But you start on the second to the second toe to the big toe, travel up the front of the leg to the all the way to the hollow of your shoulder, and then back down to the side about an inch or two below the nipple line. For whatever reason, my video went off. So it's going to be starting on your toe, the second, so you go big toe, and second toe next to the big toe. So you're going to do your VitaFlex down all the way up the foot, and then up your leg, and then all the way up to the hollow of your arm. So it's going to basically follow this whole side of your body until the hollow of your arm. And which is cool because we have a lot of lymphatic nodes with the spleen connected to that. It makes a lot of sense. So the opposite organs are the pituitary, thyroid, and the adrenal, which also are important when it comes to your endocrine and your immune system. The chakra color is yellow, and then the musical note is E. The emotion of the spleen is obsession. I found that really interesting. So that could be a physical or emotional obsession, of course, spiritual obsession as well. So the affirmations are: I let go easily. I am grateful for my gifts. I can easily give gifts to others. The oil blends are surrender, release, gratitude, thieves, and transformation. And you guys who know me know how much I love transformation oil. The single oils, what was actually mentioned earlier was ledum and grapefruit are two of the single oils. Additionally, there's oregano and thyme. And the products are the 5-day nutritive cleanse, cleansing trio, immutone, which would be their ImmuPro, Inner Defense, and then what we have now would be, it's passing from me. It'll get here in a second. The one that I was going to talk about. Well, I think Nixia Greens would be in addition to Nixia Greens would be a great product. But longevity is the one I was looking for. There we go. The longevity capsule would be a fantastic one for the spleen. Okay, now what are some challenges that you might incur? What are some problems that might happen with the spleen? Because most people don't talk about the spleen that much, right? It's not something that we hear about, but it is. God gave us all the organs for a reason. They're all there for purpose. So let's talk about maybe some indicators. So a runny or drippy nose, something that's constant, catching a cold at the beginning of winter, mucus producing cough, frequent infections like ear, sinus, lung, skin, bladder, kidney, frequent colds or flu, wounds heal slowly, or swollen lymph glands. So those all are part of immune system issues and why we would have chronic issue with your spleen as well. I'm going to get my other books out here. I want to talk to you about the Immune Blend, and you guys are familiar with this book too. This is Gary Young's Essential Oil Integrative Medical book and medical guide. And at the front of it, he has introductions to all the individual oils, but then there's also blends that he's made up. And many of you will recognize some of these blends as blends that we have. They just don't have the names that we have. Like there's an anti-aging blend. There's an antiviral blend. There's an antiseptic blend. There's a brain blend. So I'm going to take you to there's an energy blend. We have one like that. I'm going to take you to the Immune Blend. And the Immune Blend is powerful for building, strengthening, and protecting the body and supporting the immune system. So if it's good for the immune system, it's great for our spleen, right? So The immune blend protects the home environment, especially during seasons when cold and flu might be more rampant. It has been found to help with lupus and also inner ear infections. All right, so here's the recipe. If you do not have this book, if you have this book, I'm on page 187, and it is 30 drops of Mountain Savory. You're asking which book? It's the Essential Oil Integrative Medical Guide. So if you don't have this one, here's your recipe. 30 drops of Mountain Savory, 10 drops of thyme, 20 drops of lemon, 20 drops Raven Sarah, 5 drops of oregano, 5 drops of cumin, and 5 drops of tansy. So let's talk a little bit about these individual oils and why they're good. Not used. Maybe my saying I don't have all of those. So that's the recipe that your young created. And that's actually a blend that we have. So I'm going to see if anyone knows which blend it is. Let's see here. Do you guys know which one it is? Just possibly. Okay, I'm looking in the chat. See if you guys said it. Okay, so I'm going to read through the individual oils in this blend and what they do. So Mountain Savory is antimicrobial and stimulating, a general tonic for the body. Thyme is highly has been used for respiratory, digestive, and prevention and treatment of infection. All the itises are good. Thyme is good for gastritis, bronchitis, tonsillitis, laryngitis. They believe it's good for, especially with bacterial issues, poor circulation, depression, digestion, headaches, insomnia, rheumatism, urinary infections, and viruses along the spine. Why does it keep taking my screen off? Interesting. Okay. Viruses along the spine. When we talk about viruses along the spine, that's kind of an interesting concept. But those of us who've been trained in raindrop technique, we understand what that means, right? That things can go dormant along the spine. And one of the things that we use raindrop for is to help clear that area. Okay, I'm going to stop real quick. Turn on the light. Well, darker here than I expected. Okay, so that should be better. So thyme is a powerhouse when it comes to the immune system. All right, lemon. We know that lemon has a lot of values. It's in a lot of blends. It's in even in our Nincture, but it contains compounds that have been studied for their immune function. It increases microcirculation. It improves vision. It may improve vision. It may serve as an insect repellent and beneficial for the skin. It's been found to promote leukocyte formation, which that's going back into the blood, dissolving cellulite, increasing lymphatic function, and promoting a sense of well-being. Its fragrance is stimulating and invigorating. Do you guys know? It sounds kind of else. Is that better?
When I unmute you, then I can, when I am unmuted, then I hear you fine. But when I'm muted, you're all scratchy, like you have a cold or something.
Really? That's so weird. Okay. Well, if you need to unmute, that's fine. I don't hear background noise whenever you're unmuted. I just have everybody muted in general. Because sometimes it gets noisy if there's background stuff going on. But you guys are welcome to unmute if if you're having trouble hearing me. Okay. Well, I don't know why it's doing that. That is so strange. But the audio changes from when you're muted and when you're unmuted. Is that true? Is that better for anybody else? I'm not hearing anybody.
It's fine for me. I don't know anyone else. I did put in the chat, but nobody, I can't. I
My,
see.
mine is really a difference if I'm muted or not. It takes forever. It sounds staticky and it'll go in and out. And then you and your husband's photo comes up on the screen. It's so cute.
Oh, thank you. Well, I don't know. I'm not changing. I don't know what's going on,
I know.
but it would not let me use my Zoom. I have it downloaded on my computer. It would not let me use that tonight. It said I had to re-download it. So it could be that problem too. So before the next call, I will get that taken care of.
It sounds clear right now. It sounds very clear.
Okay, good deal. All right. Well, I will keep going and we'll power through this and hopefully the recording is just fine. And if not, I may can record it again another time. All right. Ravensara, which Ravensara is referred to by the people of Madagascar as the oil that heals. All right. Antiseptic and infectious, antiviral, antibacterial, antifungal, and expectorant, and it's supporting to the nerves. It's probably why when all of the things it has in there, it's probably why it would be great for the immune system, but we also see it in oils for respiratory, right? Similar to clove and nutmeg, it may aid the respiratory system and support the adrenal glands. It's been shown to help with the flu, sinusitis, sinusitis, bronchitis, viral hepatitis, cholera, herpes, infectious mononucleosis, insomnia, muscle fatigue, and rhinopharyngitis. Ooh. Oregano. It's one of the most powerful antimicrobial essential oils. Who knew that? Ooh. Laboratory research at Weber State University showed it to have a 99% kill rate against in vitro colonies of Streptococcus pneumonia, a microorganism responsible for many kinds of lung and throat infections. It's a big one. Cumin, commonly found in Egypt, helps with digestion and supports the immune system. And we know it's antiseptic, antispasmodic, and curative. Tansy is an antiviral, anti-infectious, antibacterial, according to Joseph E. Montagna's Herbal Desk reference. Tansy may improve wellness of the kidneys, heart, joints, and digestive system, and may help tone the entire body. Well, hello. We all need a little internal toning. And then, is anyone decided what this one is called? If it's called the Immune Blend, what Gary might have named it? Let me look here in the tabs. It is Immune Power. And I can tell you personally, Immune Power was one that I was like, ugh, did not enjoy the smell of right away. But I know that it is very beneficial and I love having it on hand, especially it's late summer. So what are we doing in late summer? We're preparing our bodies for the months when we're not going to be outside as much. So I love the fact that we can use our oils to prepare our bodies, to prepare our internal bodies to be ready for what it's going to have to fight. And so Immune Power, if you don't have the Immune Power blend, if you have these individual oils, I'm going to read this blend again to you, the Immune blend that's in this book. It's 30 drops of mountain savory, 10 drops of thyme, 20 drops of lemon, 20 drops of Ravensara, 5 drops of oregano, 5 drops of cumin, 5 drops of tansy. And so that is what you can start with. Now, tansy, we don't just have straight tansy, we have blue tansy. Are they the same? Not exactly, but what you can do is use what you have or get Immune Power. That's another option. So we were just at the Highland Flats Farm last week. And I was it was just so impressive to see the amount of care that Young Living takes in everything that they do. They were opening them up vats of the stainless steel for us to take samples of, and the oils. It was fantastic. So they go to every next step. They do everything they can to ensure that what we're having is the highest quality. And I will tell you, so something like tansy, why is it not available in a single oil? Red cedar was one, the same thing. And it's a lot of times it's because of the quantity of that oil that we receive. So if Young Living has enough of the oil to put it into all of the blends, then it can also sell it as a single oil as well. Because if it's already in other formulations, we have to make sure that those things don't go out of stock. So having tansy individually when it's needed in other things, when it's needed in blends, is in pre-made blends. So that Gary's already done the formulation. He's done all of the work to show us what we need. Then we'll just use that blend. Does that make sense? And they had vats of blue spruce and grand fir and different types of oil up there, and there was one of red cedar, just one. So that just tells you, when you have red cedar bliss, when you have an oil that's special and that has an ingredient that's special that we can't get a lot of, those are ones that we definitely want to have on hand because there's a reason why those plants are valuable. So having Immune Power, it may not be your favorite one to smell, but maybe it's one that you can start to use this time of year, late summer, putting over your spleen, preparing your body in that regard. Is really important. So we've covered all of the points. Oh, the neurovascular point is going to be here. And of course, the top of the crown. Ooh, that's some lovely hair. And now you know I have my hat on. Okay. So any other questions? We're talking about, the immune system, and we're going to talk about the lymphatic pump too. So I want to stand up and show you guys also, of course, being able to pump your legs. So walking, and you can't really necessarily see me walking, but getting your legs up to where there's a pumping motion is a really good exercise every day. If you can't get outside maybe, but you can even walk in place. If you need to hold a chair or have something that gets you doing that. Also going up on your heels, bring your heels up, going up on the tips of your toes and doing that can be lymphatic pumping. If you're working with someone who is bedridden, you can do that pumping motion with their feet by taking the foot, for example. Here's the foot. I'm going to wrap my fingers around it, and then the leg that's here, and I'm going to mimic that pumping motion, and their leg will go with it. And so the idea behind the lymphatic pump is that you're pushing in on the middle part, and you're pulling back. So you've got that motion of the foot. That's outlined. If you read about that, that's in the Essential Oil Desk reference. There is lymphatic pump information in there. Now, what about up here and the rest part, the important parts of the body? And some of you already do. You might do dry brushing. It's really good to do, and it's helpful with the lymphatic system. So you can use a brush, and you're brushing all of your extremities towards your heart. I also like you pump for your face. There's areas where you can pump. So right here is for your face, and we can move up your neck and over and down and over and down. This is very helpful when it comes to puffiness in your face, especially, and moving if there's sinus issues. So you can move and then out and down. And I'm not pushing really hard, but I'm doing it enough to where there's a motion. My face knows. Now, when it comes to the eyes, you can feel the lymphatic fluid, especially a lot of times in the morning, and you push down towards the inner eye, and then you out. So it's like you're going down and out very gently. The area skin around your eye is very gentle. So very gently push down and then out like that. And then again, just helping to move it down so it will drain. And the same thing, forehead. And you can go behind the ear when you do your forehead all the way down. And behind the ear over here and all the way down. Pump, 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 pump. Very good. And then also we have lymphatic movement here. I will tell you another great way to use your deodorant is to start right about here in your arm, go down and around your breast, down and around like that. And that is, you can use your deodorant at night, your Young Living deodorant at night, as a lymphatic aid. and you bring it down and around, and then you can take a shower in the morning if you've got some, if there's odor, and then you can use your deodorant again to help with that lymphatic area. The reason why we don't want to have aluminum, we don't want to have a lot of the sulfates and the things that are in the traditional deodorants is because they can be very clogging to the glands. And I remember in college, I would get clogged glands in my armpits, and I used Secret deodorant all growing up and then into college, and I had to stop using it because I had sores and like my my lymph glands were all swollen. I didn't know what I knew now about all of that. So it's good to have that information. And I was very active in college. It wasn't like I was not pumping my lymphatic system, but if you get something that gets clogged, it's going to happen. Same thing in other areas you can do. Behind your knees is another good area where there can be a lot of clumping when it comes to, because it's being in an area where there's joints. So I just would encourage you guys to move your bodies, even use light weights. That's going to build resistance, and resistance actually helps your bones stay stronger. It all works together if we're taking care of ourselves. But the taking care of our immune system starts now. And as you guys probably have seen, for August, the specials that are all about getting ready for the fall, getting ready for, we want to be prepared for our immune systems to be healthy and strong as kids go back to school, as the days get shorter, the sunlight gets shorter, and we want to be prepared in all of those directions. So I appreciate you guys sticking with me tonight through some of the audio and technical issues, but I'm so glad that we had this conversation. And I am going to remind you also, this Saturday, August 8th, Deborah Rayburn is doing her call on, she's going to talk about her husband's acute renal failure and all of the work that she's done in the years and learning, but she's had to do a deep dive and learned even more after he went through that and how it revealed gallbladder issues. So if you have that link, it should have come through whenever you got the reminder tonight, but you can also text MNL, so Monday Night Live, to get that link for her class on Saturday. That's this Saturday, August the 8th. And then next week, it'll be Abundant Monday with Sarah. So we've got a lot of really good lineups for you guys this week, and I'm looking forward to it. So are there any questions? I'm going to look in the chat.
No.
Oh, yeah, your vibration plate. Of course, yes. If you do not have a vibration plate, is fantastic. I've got one right here in my living room. They are fantastic. I love to use it. And I will even, I got the idea from watching my son sit on it. I have sat on my, normally you stand and you move, but some people will sit on it, and just depending on what areas feels good and what they want to, how they want to move. I put my arms on it. And yeah, you can absolutely use a vibration plate. Thank you for reminding me of that. Annalena, that's fantastic. Okay. Well, I'm glad we've joined tonight. We're moving through this book. It feels weird that we're more than halfway done with the year. And here we are. We've got, if you don't have the book yet, you can still get it and go back and watch the other videos on 7 Oily Days YouTube channel, and you'll be able to see those and replay them. And we're just going to keep working through the book and through the end of the year. So thank you guys for joining me tonight. And I won't see you next week because it'll be Sarah's Abundant Monday night. That'll be cool. And then I'll see you in 2 weeks from now. Okay? Take care. Have a good one. Bye-bye.